so much for coming out tonight. I know there's a lot going on tonight. There's a CANSEC anti-war rally, missile defense, or not missile defense, they're buying arms trade, that's what it is. And apparently what just happened is we were just informed that there were people pepper sprayed, there were about 200 protesters pepper sprayed outside wherever the CANSEC rally was, and that it was Lansdowne, correct? Yeah, and then it was terrible. They were pepper spraying people, they were attacking people with their bikes. We've got it all on video though, so that's the power of the internet, and that's the power of cameras. Everybody needs to carry a camera, and I'm so happy to see about 8 cameras in the audience right now. That's thrilling. So, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Mark Young. I've been doing, we started the Ottawa 9/11 Truth Group in April of 2007. And at that time, it was months before, there was a call to action from the truthaction.org website, and the call to action was, go out on the 11th of every month in any town that you're in and do something. Just be active once a month on the 11th of every month. And this particular issue was about 9/11 Truth. This talk that Annie is doing is not about 9/11 Truth. She does cover some of it. But what we do is, what we do here in Ottawa is once a month we get together and we give out free DVDs to the public. We've been giving out 300 DVDs a month for probably the last 15 months. And I think we've given out about 6,000 free discs in total. And our newest disc has 5 movies, so it's not just one movie you're getting 5 movies just for happening to be in the same place we're at. So we do have a website, truthaction.ottawa.org, and I encourage everybody to come out and see it. It's a great website. We really put a lot of work into it. This particular event that you're about to witness tonight was put together by the Vancouver 9/11 Truth Group, 9/11 Truth Society, and in coordination with 6 other cities, and those cities are Montreal, Toronto, Windsor, Hamilton, Ottawa, Vancouver, Victoria, and Toronto. So Annie's on the 7-city tour right now. This is her 3rd stop. She's going to Montreal tomorrow, and she's been doing a whirlwind through, and it is successful already. It's successful because you people decided to come out and not stay at home. And that's what it's all about. So we're going to have more people coming in the next couple months. We're hoping to have Richard Gage from Architects and Engineers from 9/11 Truth. He's got 653 architects that have signed on with him. When he hits 1,000 architects, he's going to have a press conference on C-SPAN, and he's going to petition the government for answers. And these answers are quite simple. 653 or whatever it is architects do not agree that 3 buildings in New York can collapse the way they did that morning. And I say 3 because it was 3. Everybody remembers the 2 towers, but there was a 3rd building, building 7. So that fell at 5:20 in the afternoon. 47-story building dropped in about 7 seconds. It's very suspicious. So people always ask me, well, Bush isn't in power, why is 9/11 Truth important? It's old news, it happened 8 years ago, nobody cares. Well, just in the last 3 months, last 2 months, there were 3 separate events happened. One was Professor Stephen Jones, a physicist at BYU, or formerly at BYU, he got a paper placed on a peer-reviewed scientific journal, and he's found that paper is called Evidence of Thermetic Material Found in World Trade Center Dust. He actually photographed this stuff in the dust. It's dual layered, it's silver on one side, red on the other, and when he put a match to it, or electricity, whatever it was, in the ignition, it blew up. So it was an explosive, and he found it in the dust. When NIST, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, was asked, their response was, we never looked for dust because we never looked for explosives because we knew there were no explosives there. That was their answer. And they based that off of because nobody heard explosions, and that's incorrect. We actually have somebody who was at 9/11 that day. He's in the audience with you, and he heard explosions that day. So here's several. His video, his name is David, and his video is on our website, truthaction.ottawa.com. Please go and check out his interview. It's about an hour long, but he was there that morning and he tells his whole story. And we're really grateful he came to us to share his story with us, and now we share it with the world. So that happened. Stephen Jones got his paper in. November of last year, the National Institute of Standards and Technology released a final report on Building 7. And their reason for why a 47-story building fell was because of ordinary office fires heated up one particular column in the tower, and that caused a unique phenomenon known as thermal expansion, which caused the entire building to collapse in 7 seconds. Unheard of. So, and that was their official result. So it's being challenged. It fell apart pretty much as soon as they said it. So that's new. Another thing that just came out was 3 or 4 days ago, there were memos that were uncovered in the National Archives. They had been up since January of this year, saying that the 9/11 Commission had handlers. And these handlers would report back to different organizations, and they would intimidate witnesses. They would answer questions for the witnesses instead of the witnesses answering questions. They were there reviewing everything that people would say, and then the implication was that they were reporting it back to these witnesses' bosses and that they could be reprimanded. And so it was very fishy, and that just came out. It was released, like I said, in January, but somebody found it on the internet only a couple of weeks ago. So all these things are happening, all these things are important, and all these things are brand new. So it's not like we're talking about something that happened 7 years ago. We're still getting answers from what happened that day. So that's all I've got to say about that. I'd just like to encourage everybody that if you do feel that there are unanswered questions, or if you're passionate about anything, get out and talk. That's what's important. Just talk to people, tell them what you're doing, and you will make a difference. We made a huge difference in Ottawa. I recognize many faces, and the thing I like most is I see several faces in here that I don't recognize, and that's important to me. So I'd also like to say that Annie was on CKCU FM this morning. She was on the world famous Dan Shields show this morning, 6 in the morning. She was up early. She arrived at midnight last night. She did a radio interview at 6 this morning. She did get some rest afterwards, but she's had, it's been a pretty hectic couple days for her. So I'll give you a little bit of background about Annie. She's MI5 agent, former MI5 agent. She quit in the 1990s. She witnessed state-sponsored assassination attempt against Muammar Gaddafi, and she reported it. And because the event was happening by MI5, from what I understand. And when she reported it, of course, then they wanted her dead. She had to go into hiding. She went into hiding for 1 crazy month, and then I think it was something like 3 years afterwards where she was hiding, in a house, terrified, would be my impression. So this went on, and then there was an arrest. She was eventually found, and then she was exonerated, and then they had to admit that what she said was true. But then they also said, well, we're not going to prosecute anybody over it. It's old news, it doesn't matter. And then, of course, nothing happened in MI5. So her tale is harrowing, it is unique. We had a chance to meet with her, the local Shoes group here. We had a chance to meet with her for lunch today, and we had an excellent conversation. She's articulate, she's intelligent, she's beautiful, and she's here today as part of what the Vancouver group has done. So I'm very thrilled that the Ottawa group can help out on such a joint effort across Canada. We're talking 3 time zones, different people, not everybody could be together at the same time, and we pull it off. And we're going to do it again and again, and it's a beautiful thing. So I'd like to thank everyone for coming out, and that's all I really have to say. So we're going to pass the mic to Annie. Annie's going to do her talk. Afterwards, we're going to open the mic for questions. We've got about 5 prearranged questions we want to ask her first. So we'll rapid fire answer those questions, and then we're opening it up to you. So all I ask is that keep the questions short, keep them 2 questions. Usually what happens is people tend to ramble. So we're going to try to keep it moving along, and hopefully everything will go good. I'd like to point out too that there are envelopes on your chairs, you may have noticed. If you'd like to talk, and if you want to help Annie out, I know you paid your ticket, and that's great, that's all that's expected of you, but if you like it, you can put extra money in there, leave it at the thing, and it will go to Annie. Also, if you want, just put your email address on the back, and we will add you to the listserv for the Truth Action Ottawa website, and then you will receive updates. You know, if we have another speaker, when we have another speaker. It won't be an if, it'll be a when. You will receive an update, and then you can reserve your tickets. You can save $5. It's great. And we have our monthly Truth Actions. We're always coming out with great videos. We've got a lot of support in the town. We've never had any problem with the police or anything like that, and we're grateful for that. Ottawa's a great city if you want to protest. So that's it. That's all I want to say. Please put your hands together. Big Ottawa welcome for Miss Annie Machon, former MI5 agent.